Kisumu County, where rehabilitation of Nakuru-Kisumu Railway line is expected to be completed by the end of March. Now, according to ICT PS Jerome Ochieng, who chairs National Development Implementation Technical Committee that brings together principal secretaries from various ministries. But what does this mean for the region that is looking forward to revitalization of its economy? Kevin Ogutu is in Kisumu with the details. Kevin Ogutu, good morning. So what does this mean for Kisumu County residents?
Well, thank you so much. I'm right here at the proposed terminus, the new one, given that the old Kenya Railway terminus in Kisumu is now within the Kisumu port. That is a security installation, and therefore it cannot, it will not be possible to have it do its duty like any other railway station. So this is where we will have the new terminus, and this will now allow, this is supposed to be complete actually by end of April. And talking about the completion of the rehabilitation of Nakuru to Kisumu railway line, this is a process that started way back in August 2019. And speaking to the members of the press in Nakuru, the Defense CAS Peter Odoyo said that this is something that will now make sense of the rehabilitation of the Kisumu port, whose launch is supposed to be anywhere in the near future. So when we talk about the rehabilitation of the Nakuru-Kisumu line that has cost the government about 3.8 billion shillings, then we are talking about a very important link into the whole story of development in the Nyanza region and also outside the Nyanza region. We're talking about the East Africa, because we will have the goods coming into the port through the railway line to the port of Kisumu, and through Lake Victoria to the other countries within the East Africa. We're talking about Uganda and Tanzania. And when we had a tour over the principal secretaries under the committee of the National Development Implementation Technical Committee, this is one committee that is chaired by ICT Principal Secretary Jerome Ochieng. Jerome was very categorical that at the end of this phase of the rehabilitation, we are looking forward to seeing President Uhuru Kenyatta together with ODM leader Raila Odinga leading from the front by taking a ride from Nakuru to Kisumu to signal that phase of development in this region, so that we can now say that all the other business community, the other stakeholders involved in matters, transport and other businesses around it are now free to use this particular line. This is something that has been dead for well over 3 decades, if I'm not wrong, and therefore we are looking forward to having this in place. But this is something that is not standing alone, Brenda, when we talk about the various components that will now signal the spurring of the economic activities in and around Kisumu and the Lake region. We also have the various roads being completed, and apart from that, we have what we call the thermal power transmission all the way from Naivasha, Lesos to Kisumu, that will give an additional amount of energy in terms of electricity to the grid. And this is supposed to be completed around the same time by the end of this month. And this particular power line will supply power to the Kisumu port and also to the proposed special economic zone somewhere in Muhoroni constituency. So this is like an entire package. And of course, given that we are talking about that face of handshake, a number of stakeholders that we've talked to, we're talking about the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kisumu County Chairperson Israel Agina, really lauding the government for really coming up with such kind of initiatives that, to say the least, will signal a fresh beginning for this particular region. So, well, we could be talking about the rehabilitation of the Nakuru-Kisumu railway line, but this is just one of the key ingredients into the whole story of revitalizing the economy within the Lake region and also into the East African community countries. So this is where we end it. Of course, We will be back with more details when the government will announce officially the end of the rehabilitation process and the procedure. How do we now start using this railway line, and who are the people who stand to benefit most from this? But by the end of the day, we expect that we will have a better economy in the region and beyond. Back to you in studio, Brian.
Kevin Ogutu, thank you for that, giving us more details about that Nakuru-Kisumu Railway and what it means for the economy of Kisumu County. So it is a time for another commercial break here on KTN News Center. But when we come back, we shall be talking about matters politics. That decision by Jubilee Party to evict Caleb Kositanya, Soy Member of Parliament.